Bloomquist, what's happening, my good friend?
Oh, not too much. It's just a cold, windy, rainy Friday here. So we're just doing some painting and kind of having an easy one, I guess, today.
Yeah, it looks good. I mean, you're inside. Obviously, it looks like the kitchen. I see the refrigerator hole over there at the cabinets. So that's awesome. We're going to see all those students walk through that door soon, I bet, too, huh?
Oh, yeah, they'll be here about 15 minutes or so. I told them I'm on here, so to be kind of quiet when they come in, but I'm sure we'll see them in the background before.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Well, listen, I mean, we have a good show for you today, so long as we can pull it off, right? They're on location. Mark's working through some tech issues at the moment. We got some big names out there that'll be joining us as well. Matt, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're going to hopefully see and talk about on today's show?
Yeah, so I got a big case of, FOMO, fear of missing out. SASHCO has, they're doing, I believe it's their grand opening celebration. And also, more importantly, they're teaming up and doing a field day at Cherry Creek Career Center. They're all in the Denver area with the teacher, Mike Degitis, and his students. They're doing some amazing stuff. He can explain it better when he's on here, but pretty much what they do is they've teamed up with the city of Denver. They take developing lots that have not been built on yet, and they make a deal with the city, make a deal with them. And the students have built these, I guess I call them sleeping pods that have a housing unit, like a tiny house that has a kitchen, bathrooms and stuff. And then they have the sleeping pods that go around it.
Yeah.
And pretty much what they do is it's to provide a place for homeless people transitioning back into.
Oh, no. I bet Matt's getting a phone call right now. Right before the show, he dialed 911 by mistake on his phone, or he hit the emergency button. So we'll just give him a second here and hopefully he'll pop back in. I guess it's a day for winter storms and headaches with everybody. So let's just see what happens and if everybody unfreezes and comes back in. But yeah, they are on location today. This is a grand opening. We have a bunch of surprise guests lined up, hopefully. And hopefully they can all come in and they can all join us. And that's kind of what we're going to be working on today. In the meantime, while I have all of your attention and we're waiting patiently, we got advancing prefabrication coming up. You want to use promo code save 10%, DC Live 10. That's right. DC Live 10. Save yourself 10%. Make sure you're at Advancing Prefabrication. And by the way, for those of you that are wondering about our good friends at Boxable, we might, stay tuned, we might be staying in one of their casitas. And I might live stream it. I might. Just saying. So if you want to know all about it and you want to meet the founders and you want to hang out with everybody, you might want to tune in for that, because I might do a 24-hour live stream on location. Hey, it looks like Matt's back there. He's getting some coffee in, probably trying to calm down the jitter nerves. I think he just got a little bit nervous on the show and decided was that the police calling you back?
No, I was waiting for it because people don't know this. Right before I got on here, my phone actually hit the button that's supposed to dial emergency number, but no, the power just flipped off all of a sudden. Like I said, we got a pretty good windstorm going on, but but hey, I'm back. So I think the last thing I was saying is kind of what Mike's students do. They build this little small mobile community for the homeless transitioning back into their I guess what we call normal society, that getting back on their feet and stuff. So it's pretty cool. The nice thing is when the developer is ready to develop that property in the city, they can pick all these things up and they can move to the next location. So it's very sustainable. He's big into the building science as well. He's, shares this story and what they're doing on Instagram. It's a very cool thing that they're doing. Great public service, great opportunity for the students. They got a great facility and it's pretty cool.
That is super cool. It really is super cool. All of these programs, Matt, and even when we were at the International Builders Show, I had a trade school teacher from Las Vegas come up. asking how to get involved. I don't know if he ever reached out to you, but are you seeing an uptick in people that, I mean, because you got to be inspiring people. Your students have to be inspiring other students, right? Are you seeing an uptick in the trades wanting, or the schools wanting to bring trades back based on what you guys have been doing?
I think so. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and take all that credit, of course, but I think of what we've all done, and we've had the shop class podcast teachers on. Actually, I have the shirt underneath here. We have a lot of teachers. Really, when COVID hit, if we weren't already doing social media, we kind of picked it up and understood because we had to reach out. And it was social distancing, right? That's the only way. So I think the fact that more and more schools are letting teachers share what we're doing, us in the trades, no matter what kind of trade or STEM or hands-on teaching class we have.
Sure.
It's a very fun and easy thing for us to share. It's a little tougher for our math teacher maybe to share the exciting things they get to do in a math class compared to what we get to do. And I know this community, like you yourself, the BS and beer people, who else? Oh, well, Jake Bruton, Steve Basic, all those, our
Matt Racing-Girl, the whole build show, build show team.
The fact that they're highlighting programs like mine and others and doing things to supporting us on Instagram or any other social media, I think it's really helping. And I know for me, the last, year and a half, since last year's IBS, I've gotten connected with a lot more people reaching out. And so I say there is definitely an uptick. The attitude is definitely better. I know at this IBS, last year I spoke and it was kind of about what we can do and highlighted that there are programs out there to kind of help find and get people interested in reaching out and helping. And now it's one of those things, it's, how do we take it to the next level? It's not so much, how do we get these things started? I mean, that's still the conversation, but now it's like, now how do we get those people that are just building sheds? Maybe how do we get them build a house and stuff like that? So
right.
There's definitely some momentum starting to happen, and you can feel the vibe. I think, especially at IBS this year, it just felt different. People coming up and saying hi and talking to me, and getting to meet the other teachers in person that I've met online. We were all there. It was fun.
Yeah, for sure. So we got some people tuning in from the audience. Mark said they're almost there and ready to hopefully join us here in just a moment. But we have Dr. Brett Musson in the audience. Do you know Dr. Musson? You don't know?
I don't
Dr.
think
Musson.
I've seen him on here before, but I don't think I've met him.
Yeah, Dr. Musson. He's one of my favorite people. He came onto the scene after he wrote this amazing report that he's done. Musson Factories, he's in the modular, space, industrialized construction, a little bit of everything, and really taking an assembly approach. And I know he has some news he wants to talk about, so you might see him on the show here soon for sure. We got some folks from Honduras as well. Gilbert Meyer, my friend, good to see you. 96 degrees right now. What do you think about that? 96 where Gilbert's at. I
wish.
Right? I know. It's like finally the sun's starting to come up around 6 a.m., 6:30 now versus, 7, 8 a.m. Good to see you, Gilbert. Hope all is well. Gene Hemmel. Hey, Gene, how are you? Hello from cold northern Michigan. 34 degrees up there. Only 1 foot of snow on the ground. Love it. Good to see you, Gene. Thank you. Look, everybody's starting to tune in here a little bit. Hey, Demita, good to see you. She said, yes, modular. And Andrew Seeley, somewhere in Texas, building his spaceships all over the place. Only guy in the world right there that would take it upon himself to turn in, whatever his acreage is into an entire building science lab. That's what that guy did.
Yeah, that's cool.
Who does that? So, all right. So it looks like we're about ready here. So why don't we hop into this? I think we got all of our parties finally sitting there. I see the bearded man in the green room. So Matt, you want to do a proper introduction and we'll drum roll this? Or did you already do your proper introduction and we got to do it again?
I got kind of a funny introduction, how this all is going to go down. You want to hear that, Dave?
Anything that's funny, and then we can give Mark a hard time because Mark's usually never late, but this time he's late. He must have tripped over his beard.
All right. So as we were saying, Mark is in Denver at the SASHCO and also over at the Cherry Creek Career Center and stuff. So if you guys haven't been watching the SASHCO feed on Instagram, there has been a takeover of power. It is Big Dog Aaron. He is there. He has got the keys to the kingdom for the weekend. Now, Mark gets a hold of me. He says, Matt, he's like, Aaron's giving out positions. He's like, I'm VP of stretch. He's like, he said, we need a regional manager of trade education. You want it? I said, absolutely. I want that job. And then he's like, all right, we need you to come out Friday and be here with us and do all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Mark, I can't. My son's birthday's Friday, all this stuff. We're painting a house. I just can't make it. I was like, I need an assistant, or I need an assistant to the regional manager, right? And he's like, all right. Let's see if we can figure that out. So I've made a quick call, and let's just let's say I know who to call for who's in charge, right? We call Gina, right? We call her. We know who's running the shot, even though Aaron's got the keys. So she's like, Matt, I love the idea. You can have that. Perfect. Call Mark and said, Mark, I got the perfect person. He's like, who? I go, he's right there in Denver with you, man. He's killing it with the students. Mike Degitis. He's the man. I was like, he can be to the regional director or regional manager for trade education. So there we go. I got Gina's permission. We got it. I think they said something about they're paying us some Looney Tunes or something. I don't know. It's the Canadians are running the show now. So, but hold on to your Mountie hats, guys. It should be a good one.
I love it. All right, let's bring him on. What's up, fellas? Look at all of those faces. Look at all. The only one I can't see is Mark. He's all covered. Mark's the Men in Black right now. He's got the glasses on. I know you left the spaceship somewhere in Texas last week or so, Mark. So you can put the glasses away and join us. We're back on Earth again. What's happening?
Matt, as always, great intro. You were talked about all this week. Dave, you were talked about all this week. We're so excited to be at Cherry Creek right now. The place is abuzz. The parking lot is full, and action is everywhere. There's literally people coming in and out of the doors right now. But ladies and gentlemen, our classrooms are important, and classrooms like this are even more important. They're demonstrating their work in the community year after year here. This is a fabulous place, great program. This is Mike Degitis. Say hello, Mike.
Everybody, hello. Welcome to the CCIC. Welcome to Denver, Colorado. Welcome to our SASHCO crew. Welcome to the whole team here. Couldn't be more excited. Matt, thanks for the introduction. We miss you, buddy. We would love for you to be here, but hey, it's good to see a friendly face.
Yes, I told Dave before, man. The FOMO's going on, man. Fear of missing out, but a 6-year-old's birthday today, and painters coming Tuesday to come help us finish up. And so I've been watching very closely online. So I love it. It's great. And hopefully I'm working on trying to get it over to JLC. So we'll see if I can pull that off and catch you maybe over there. So if not, I'll make it out there again.
Birthday today?
Liam's. He's 6.
Wow.
Happy birthday, Liam.
Yeah. He's very excited. I didn't even have to battle him to get up to get ready for school and stuff. And so, yeah. Yep.
Well, this is great. So, Matt, you're more than welcome to stay with us the whole time. I know your students are going to be walking in. So whenever you're ready to go, you just give everybody a thumbs up and a wave and go do what you do best and educate, or bring all the students on and they can watch this as well. That'd be just as much fun for us. So I see Big Dog Construction back there. Who else do we got behind you guys? Let's not let them hide. Let me put up the I can't see from here. Who is it? Introduce yourselves, people.
Randy Williams, a Northern Built Pro.
Yeah, hey, Randy, good to see you.
Again, Joe Cook with Catalyst Built.
Hey, it is Joe back there. What's up, Joe? Good to see you as well. Who's coming in from the side?
All the way in, Christian. All the way in.
They got me here. Christian with SASHCO.
Nice to meet you, Christian.
Nice to meet you.
All right. So what are we going to do there today? I mean, I see you guys just all sitting around doing nothing. Are we going to do something? Are we going to talk about something great, or, just fill us in?
So Mike, tell us what we have in store for today.
Mike, the show is now yours.
Seems to be the $1 million question. What do we have in store? Well, let me give you a little bit of background of where we're sitting here. So we've got a bunch of friends here joining us at what we call the Cherry Creek Innovation Campus. We're sitting in a 180,000 square foot facility that is a career-centric facility. So what we did here in Metro Denver is we recognized that we had been very college-centric for the last handful of years, and we realized that was a little bit of a disservice to the kids. Yeah, college is important, but let's change the motto and start talking about careers instead. And so what we did is we built this brand spanking new facility. We invited all the public, we invited the kids, and we said, let's learn a trade. That can be construction, that can be aviation or aerospace, that can be manufacturing, hospitality, health and wellness, cybersecurity and IT, you name it, we're going to teach it here. So we're blessed to have a huge showing. This is our fourth year here in action. We've got 150 kids on our construction program. So that's up to 3 years of construction class. Year one kids learn everything from foundations, floors, framing, to rough electrical, domestic plumbing, finishes, exterior and interior, talking about how the building comes together as an assembly, talking about our control layers, you name it. That's what we do here at the Innovation Campus. Some of our friends are going to be able to see what our year two students are up to today. That's a really special project that's near and dear to our hearts. That's our tiny home build. So what we do is we build a handful of tiny homes every year. We ship them downtown in April, and they all end up in one community that serves the homeless of downtown Denver. So that's an important project for our students. They get to see a project from start to finish. They get to work with architects, the clients, the city's inspectors, our structural engineers, you name them. It's their project. They own it. And at the end of the day, they get hand over the keys to someone's nice new warm house and roof over their head. So that's what our friends are going to be able to see today. We're lucky to have them. We're going to play a few games, hand out a few prizes, and put the kids to the test against the pros. So we'll see how they do.
Oh, they're going to beat them. Come on. Yeah. They don't want the show to end because then they're going to have to go get beat up by some kids out there and be taught some.
I had a rough day yesterday. I had to run SASHCO yesterday, man. I had a rough day.
You really Yeah. Hopefully the production line didn't stop.
No, heaven forbid.
I heard it smells like maple syrup there now, Aaron.
So let I want to dive into this. First of all, I want to say,
maple coming your way, Matt.
Oh, good. Yeah. Why don't you send them a dozen live chickens as well? They love when people do that. So listen, you guys have, from the looks of it, it's a state-of-the-art facility, right? And I'm a big believer in meeting the youth where they are today. And just from seeing what I'm seeing through the back window there, I mean, it really feels like, that's a place like somebody would want to walk into and learn a trade or learn something exciting. It's not a dingy old building. And I think that is absolutely awesome. And I'm assuming it was part of the idea of how do you get more people back into this?
Dave, there's a few ideas going on here, and they're well thought out. The first and foremost is we're trying to make the trade sexy again. So not that they ever lost their appeal, not saying that. It's just that if you want the most important stakeholders to be on board, first and foremost, it's the students that are going to come here to learn. Secondly, it's their parents. They're going to see that their students are in good hands and they're en route to a really good career. And then the third is the community. Our industry partners can't stop knocking at the door saying, hey, I need 150 pairs of boots filled yesterday for these jobs that are available in our market here in Denver. So that's kind of one of the premises of this place. The next thing you'll see, which we're really proud of, is all the glass in the building. The idea is this: when you walk around this school, you're going to see kids hard at work in 7 different career trades or more. The idea being, maybe you spend a year in construction. Option 1 is you take another year here, or option 2, you spend a lot of the time watching the kids do advanced manufacturing upstairs. So those kids now kind of pique their interest in saying, hey, I think I want to try that instead. Maybe it's healthcare. Maybe it's culinary arts. You name it. You're going to watch what the other kids are doing. You're going to see them hard at work. That's a cool part of this building.
So it's all intertwined, so they can move around and actually spend a day somewhere else to see if there's any interest in doing it or not doing it.
That's the idea. We call it cross-curricular content. We want our kids in construction to be able to talk to the mechanics. We want kids in healthcare to be able to talk to those in hospitality. We all should be speaking the same language.
Am I too old to come to school there?
Welcome anytime.
I love it. I could use some training for sure. So tell me, what are the ages that you have there? And how does that work?
16, 17, and 18-year-olds, sophomores through seniors. And
Okay.
right now we're paving the way for after-school education. We're trying to run some adult classes, locals from the community that want to come get some hands-on education. Right now we're paving the way to make stuff like that possible.
Excellent. Excellent. Let's just do a quick shout out because I know Greg doesn't stick around all the time for very long. Greg Ugaldi, everybody in the house. If you don't know Greg Ugaldi, he is the past chair of the National Association of Home Builders. He is the guy that updates the president of the United States a couple times a year on what the housing market's doing, and has a personal line straight into all the Secretary of Housing folks and everybody else. But we love to have him on because he's a big believer in building science and driving this industry forward. So Greg always gets a good shout out, right, Mark?
I love Greg. Thumbs up to you and all you do, Mr. Ugaldi.
Yeah, for sure. Might as well put this up as well. We got Connor Malloy here. Mike is a leader in skilled trade education. His community and students are incredibly blessed to have him. Thanks for bringing light to Mike's work, Dave and Mark. Well, we love it. Mike's bringing light to his own work. We're just amplifying it a little bit. So, Mike, like the trade school, everything's going on there. Help us understand like how this all comes about, right? Because all of us from any city or any, small town would look at that and say, man, how do we get that in our area? How do we do something like this? Can you give us the backstory of how this started? It's great you're doing all these great things, but how do you expand on this and how do you get more people involved?
Great question, Dave. The first is you start in your community. So what we did in 2016 here in Cherry Creek Schools is we put together a bond initiative that says, if we care about the futures of these kids, we had a superintendent at the time that said, yes, college matters, but college is only one route to get to a career. There's multiple ways to get yourself to a career. So he recognized that. He published that out to the community. We put a bond together, slight increase on property taxes, a few bucks a year. That was enough to cover this brand new facility. We got in the industry partners that said, hey, we can't do this without your support. We're going to need materials, we're going to need tools, and we're going to need the content / curriculum to teach these kids with. If you promise that you're going to hire them, which let's be honest, everyone's going to do, then we've paved the way to start talking about what this new building is going to hold. So, yeah. Dave, it looks different in different parts of the countries. We're blessed to obviously have a building to ourselves, right? So we've got 8 local high schools that send their kids here. We've got about 2,000 kids that come here every other day. But some spaces have just said, hey, we're not in a position to build a brand new building, but maybe we remodel existing space in our local schools. So, what we've noticed is shop class has gone out the window, by the wayside. Can we use some of that space instead now to start bringing things like construction class back, auto classes back? They all realize that they've done a disservice because now the school districts themselves can't fill their own positions to service the work that needs to be done. So what are we doing is we're farming out our own talent. And that's what's happening here.
Great. And you got all those guys there that have their own building trades. And so hopefully they're putting a lot of them to work.
That's right. We're sending them to Canada.
They're sending them to Canada. So, all right. So you got the sponsors, right? People that help donate equipment, materials, or whatever the case is. And then they also commit to work with the students, hire the students. But you also have job placement in the local community as well?
Yep. I think we sent 40 kids to a job fair yesterday. It's hosted by our Associated General Contractors. I want to say they brought up to 60 employers. So we sent 40 kids, 5 resumes apiece. And let's be honest, resumes nowadays, if you can work, if you can talk the talk, if you can read a tape measure, you're hired. So these kids went out, they put on a show. It was really, really valuable experience to watch them.
Yeah.
But we tell the kids in this class, out of the 150 students, every single one of you could have a job tomorrow if you're willing to wake up and go to work.
I love it. Greg, if you're still listening, I'm not sure why the National Association of Home Builders isn't up there filming this and talking about it. I'm just saying, wink, wink. I know I'm not on the board of advisors or anything, but that'd be my opinion.
Dave, we've actually with national, in partnership with National Association of Home Builders and their educational arm, HBI Home Builders Institute, we offer one of their credentials. We call it the PACT Core, their pre-apprenticeship certificate training. And actually what Colorado has done, which we're really proud of, is approached local legislators and said, with an OSHA 10 that we offer already in class, in your HBI PACT Core, you can go back to work on a job site at age 16 and still be certified by the state to go to work. what we've told our contractors who are still nervous about hiring 16-year-olds is your workman's comp, your coverage covers any of your employees independent of their age. If they're an employee in your company, 16, 18, it doesn't matter. We've trained them. They're ready to go to work. Now just hire them.
I love it. I love it. All right. So now I'm going to put you on the spot. Joe, I see you hiding back there. You're not hiding for long. All right. So there's teaching the trades to minimum codes and standards on what they are doing. And then there's teaching the trades to actually do it better. Are you doing it better or are you teaching the minimums? Joe, you answer.
It's been a very brief tour so far, but it is, they are doing it better. I'm seeing, high quality materials. I'm seeing it done right. I'm seeing proper taping. You're showing them a bit of drywall, electrical, plumbing. And, to shout out to Matt, I visited his program and he's doing it right too. We really need to, as an industry, really appreciate these teachers because, it's I don't know, how would you describe it? I mean, you wake up, you're excited to go to work every day.
Stoked. And it's a relationship that is, mutual in both directions. You all need the employees,
Yes.
And you need someone that's going to train them because you're looking for someone prepared to walk onto the job site. So right there is a mutually beneficial relationship. We help,
when I come to visit a school, I'm always inspired. And I'm a little jealous because I feel like I'd be years ahead if I would have been trained this way.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely just I don't even know how to say that I commend you and I look up to you guys for what you do because it's a very it's not a selfish thing. Like you're giving back to the community in such a big way. And that's something to be super proud of, every single day. And I'm sure watching those kids come in and then go out and get a job, making more than college students make when they graduate has got to feel good.
So
Which
Dave,
is
you
fine.
heard of the game musical chairs, right?
Yeah.
So today we're going to do building trade chairs. Mike is going to stay in the hot seat, and people are going to be taking over Joe's spot, and they're going to give their words of wisdom. So actually, Mike is off in the wind.
But Connor, don't you worry. I'm bringing sexy back.
But Mike is going to give the president of the day to Big Dog. Big Dog's going to take over first spot.
Perfect. Well, there you go. Greg said HBI, the Home Building Institute, is heavily involved already and on the board, and Colorado is out front with their efforts. All right. I knew it, Greg. I just made that up. I knew you'd say something.
Dave, thank you for having me. I look forward to it. And Matt, always a pleasure. Can't wait to touch base. And signing off.
Thank you very much, Mike. Good to see you, brother. All right. Let's do the musical chairs, Mark. I want to know everybody else that's in there and what they're doing. And, Mark doesn't know it, but I'm looking for his replacement right now. So any of you guys, if you put on a good showing, you could be Mark's fill-in.
I couldn't be happier.
As we all know, there is no replacing a Mark Willie. There's only
pretty
one of
much
those
impossible.
that exist. So perfect. Hey, Mark, why are you staying off camera?
I'm looking at the time at the tone, and I'm having Aaron jump in, and we're getting the next person ready. So this is all Aaron on target.
All right. Hey, Aaron, listen, the show is yours, man. You go ahead and start educating us, big dog.
I don't know what I'm going to educate you about, but I'm really excited.
About how not to destroy a new facility.
Well, I haven't seen a whole lot yet. Joel already mentioned our tour has been pretty brief to this point, but we're going to spend some time with the students and we're going to get involved and hopefully get our hands dirty. I had the great opportunity later last year to visit Connor Malloy and his program.
Yeah.
Had the opportunity to jump in with the students, and I'm hoping when Mike gets us involved with the students, we get to have a little bit of fun with the students and not necessarily do better because I think Mike is already doing an amazing job. But maybe we can add a few tips and tricks that we would use every day in the field that maybe they haven't seen before, or put a little different spin on something that they're doing.
Right.
I'm sort of going to repeat what Joe has already said, but I'm inspired when I come to visit these locations because I see people that are just eager, and you can just tell that that person in front of you is a sponge. And if you can offer them something, they're just going to soak it in. And as much as I try and take time out of my day every day to train and help educate our crew, I'm still running a business. I can't do it all. So people like Mike, Matt, and Connor, if they can take some of that load off of the contractors and the people that show up on our job sites, they can read a tape. They know what they're doing, whether it's plumbing, drywall, carpentry, foundations, or at least, they can be pointed in the right direction, and we're not there going through every little detail with them. That is so important. And really, just thank you to people like Mike, Connor, and Matt, and all the other programs, Greg at the North Iowa Area Community College, and there's so many others I can't even think of. But thank you for all that you guys do. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. I think the thing that's special about all of you guys going there, right? Because you whether you like it or not, you are social media influencers to some extent. We all are in some way, but the kids love that stuff, right? So, right, they're all doing the Instagram and TikToks and all of that stuff. So, Big Dog, I know you know how to do some of those TikTok dances. So I think you should pull some of that off with the students while you're there.
All right. Nobody wants to see that, Dave.
That's an official cutoff. We're not doing that.
Get out of here.
So Dave, we have Eric joining us, and Eric's going to introduce himself.
Great. Good to meet you, Eric.
Hey, I'm Eric Perkins, Perkins Builder Brothers on YouTube and Instagram. I'm a contractor. We make videos about the houses we build and the experience and some of the technical and the fun, camaraderie, all the things that happen on a job site when you're out there with a bunch of guys building. Glad to be on your show.
Yeah, well, no, I think it's great. Plug. What is it? You're on YouTube? Is it a YouTube channel?
YouTube, and this is one of my guys, Jason Ellis.
Hey, Jason, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Tell us, what do you guys?
He's the real star. Get him in there. There we go.
What do you? So tell us a little bit about what you build.
So we build single-family homes, mostly in the mountains. A lot of second homes, but also some first homes. Mostly pretty simple. People are looking for a place to get away and retire, and not spend their whole retirement savings. So we build mostly simple stuff, but we do have some technical type terrain we're building on, mountainsides, steep slopes. We deal with rock and other fill dirt is another one people push sites in and, don't think about all the fill dirt they pushed in where they want a house. So we have some things we have to deal with up there that's not as normal. We've been doing it for about 25 years. And I'm excited, just like these other guys, to see the young people learning. My dad taught my brother and I, starting at about age 12, how to build a house his way. You find out later some of those things that he taught us his way. Maybe we're not exactly the way things are done all around the world, which is fine. So we've continued to learn, and YouTube's been a great outlet for us to teach what we've learned. And I think a lot of classes like this maybe even watch our show for entertainment and also for learning some things. So it's super cool. We took a stroll through the facility here, or their workshop, and it's so freaking nice, dude. It's like racks of tool belts and just bins of hammers and just like Marvin windows going in, all taped in flash. So really actually impressed by what I saw, beyond what I was expecting based on my high school experience. What do you think?
No, it was fantastic. I was actually going to fill up my tool belt while I was here, but
they have cameras. Yeah. Those cameras will get you every time. You got to be careful with that.
Put that back. That's not ours.
Yeah. Well, you do have a following, even in my world. Michael Bruce, great videos. Eric, watch on Facebook Reels all the time. He said Michael's one of the lead. He goes out and laser shoots foundations and utility centers and puts it all in 3D plans. So he can tell you if your foundation's out of whack before something shows up to do it. It's really cool stuff.
It has happened.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I would be lying if I said it hasn't.
For sure. So how many builds are you guys doing typically in a year? How big is the company? Do you guys do all the work or some of the work, or how big's the team?
Okay, so we're a small company in the real world. Perkins Enterprises. People think we're a lot bigger because of our presence online. We've got Jason and 3 other guys and my brother.
Right.
We do most of the physical work ourselves. We enjoy just kind of geeking out on the carpentry. I don't know what you call it, just craftsmanship. We geek out on craftsmanship, even if we're not building $1 million home, even if the materials we're using are not, the absolute top echelon of whatever. We try to geek out on doing the best job that can be done with the materials we're handed. And so for that reason, we don't like to hire a lot of other people because not everybody cares.
Yeah, that's right.
We build about 1 to 2 houses a year. That's it.
Well, dude, okay, good.
And we
What are
film
the
the whole
sizes?
process.
What are the size? I guess varies depending on the customer. Then they're all
I mean, I
custom.
would say 2,000, 2,500 square feet is average. Nothing big. I mean, that's the thing is we're not building anything amazing. As far as when you look at it in the end, it looks like a house, but we know that it's well built. It's going to stand the test of time. We're proud of it. And there's, so many learning experiences you can pull out of even the simplest type task. Right. So that's where our real bread and butter is online is like, breaking down the process. It's not even about the finished product it is, but our show isn't about the finished product. It's about the process. Which is, I think, super interesting.
Yeah, well,
especially when you do it with this guy every day.
Well, that makes it fun, right? Especially if you like to deal with each other or you challenge each other, right? I think that's the bigger of the two to keep pushing it forward. I think that's great. So, what are you guys going to be doing there today? You're going to be the same thing as Big Dog and everybody else, just talking to the students about what they're doing and maybe giving them some tips and tricks of things you've learned in the field.
Yeah, Jason's going to show them how to use a speed square.
I got to learn first, and then I'm going to teach them how to use a speed square.
What's a speed square?
Yeah.
I build with robots, so this is all foreign to me.
He's like, "What are these lines for?" No, he knows how to use one.
Yeah. It's a triangle, right?
I'm in trouble.
No. So anyway, we're looking forward to it. We're just going to play it by ear. Whatever they want to learn, we'll do it.
Great. And I'm sure you guys are going to take a lot of photos, post them online, so all of the people that are watching can go check out your channel, and hopefully you guys will put some things up there for people to follow along.
Yeah. There'll be some long form video to follow on YouTube, like in about a month from now, from our whole trip and this whole experience. So if you want to check that out, some of these other guys are good at Instagram. I'm not.
Yeah, that's funny. I don't like Instagram. There's too many other ones to figure out. Like it's too hard. They keep adding them.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think our time's up here.
Mark's kicking you out.
Yeah, we're going to pass it off. Thanks again.
Thanks. Hey, Matt.
All right. Hey, good to meet you guys. All right. Who we got, Mark?
We got more. So if y'all don't remember, Nathan from SASHCO is here.
Nathan.
We had a nice grand opening yesterday, and introduce yourself again and give some people some heads up of what's going on in your world.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Nate with SASHCO. Good to see you, Dave. Good to see you, Matt. So yesterday we had the big kind of ribbon cutting ceremony for the new facility at SASHCO, and so we brought out a bunch of our partners, and pretty excited about getting to share some of our partners with the kids here. We've got building science folks, we've got craftsmen, and I'd say maybe some of, kind of the heroes that they might look up to. So I know we're pretty short on time. So the last thing I want to say is, just a little call to action for the teachers out there watching this. This is something that we want to replicate. We've got vendors here, and for the cost of 20 pizzas and a few tubes of Big Stretch, we want to kind of copy and paste this model. So, reach out to us on Instagram through Mark, whatever it is. And we want to keep this going.
Yeah. I mean, but that's what it's all about, right? I mean, SASHCO, you put a lot of effort and time behind the education side of this and getting the youth back involved, supporting Matt and so many others, Mike out there. So the easiest way to get started is to just get started. And that could be as simple as reaching out to you guys and Mark or whoever. I love it.
That's right. There's a lot of cool things going on, lists of trade programs being created and there's a lot of plans being made with the vendor community kind of coming alongside the building science and influencer folks. And I think it's a good time to be an educator right now.
Yeah.
So don't stay on an island.
Well, we may talk to you as well. We were just talking yesterday about starting an international exchange program to learn and send students overseas. And we're going actually on an international tour all of July and most of August. And we're going to be hitting trade schools every week in
Awesome.
Germany, Sweden, Austria, Switzerland, and Italy. So, that's what it's all about, to showcase what they're doing over there and hopefully bring some of that knowledge back here to the United States as well.
I'm sneaking into your luggage, Dave.
You coming with me?
I'm sneaking on the plane.
Hey, listen, it's just we could always use an extra guy on camera to give me a break. Come on, well, you're in.
Go.
I think it'll be a lot of fun. So
I think I'm gonna exit and bring Randy on.
Come on, Randy.
Come on up.
Randy's like, I don't know this guy. He's standing there. He's got a blue wall behind him and headsets on. What's up?
Hey, Dave. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man.
So I'm Northern Build Pro on Instagram. Like I said earlier, I'm a building science nerd. I guess when I got here, I took a quick tour of the facility. If you know me, the first comment out of my mouth was, "Hey, what's your blower door score on these little buildings that you guys are building?" That's the first thing I asked. And they said pretty good. These are very, very small buildings. They're 120 square feet. And he's hitting less than threes, but he's 2.5, not super low, but given the size. And I haven't had a conversation with them yet on this, but I don't know if they know the 2021 code has changed for buildings very, very small like this. Yeah. You're able to use the square foot ACH per square foot measurement on it on any building less than 1,500 square foot. So if they can, with that number, I think they'd be super tight. Right. Good way to do this for them. So, yeah, it's a great facility. We were out helping SASHCO set some stuff up. We get some games, I think, going on. It is kind of a surprise to, I think, a lot of us. We show up and they tell us what to do, and I think it's going to be fun.
Well, that's a lot of fun, and I really love the fact that these kids actually build something that somebody uses, because in the reality of it all, that's what we're all doing is we're building shelters, we're building homes, we're building memories, we're helping people get back on their feet in this instance, right? That's, I think, what's important. And when a student can learn that what they do is valuable, right, that the trades are valuable, I think it really is what can start changing the world for sure.
Yeah. And coming into a facility like this is kind of inspiring me to bring this back to my community and seeing if I can get something like this going locally for my area, which I think would be great.
Yeah, well, perfect. I love it. Well, good, man. I'm super excited. Make sure you teach something, but I have a feeling you guys are going to learn something too.
I think so.
Perfect. All right. Who else we got, Mr. Mark? He's just sliding them in.
Hey there, I'm Christian, also with SASHCO. Thanks for having us here today.
Sure thing.
This is my first time being at this facility, and what an absolutely amazing, awesome opportunity. To echo what Joe said earlier, if I had this when I was younger, I'd be light years ahead of where I was. Junior high, I had wood shop with the obligatory teacher missing his two fingertips, and that kind of all petered out. And the path that I was given coming out of school was you go to college, period. That was it. You didn't have any really other options. And I got out of school, I had no idea what I wanted to do. My focus is more manufacturing as opposed to building, but they do that here too. And this is just a phenomenal facility. I learned a lot of this stuff, but it wasn't until I went back to college a dozen years ago and went through industrial design and saw all of this equipment that they have here. And wow, just for kids to get their hands on this stuff,
right,
learn from these guys at this level is just absolutely amazing. So I'm excited about being here. So,
well, you know what? It's got to be fun working with SASHCO, just because you get the opportunity to do so many cool things with so many cool people, because they believe in the education side. They believe in some of the folks that are out there, on social media that aren't just talking the talk. They're actually building and doing it. And there's so much value for it. So that's awesome. So what is your everyday job at SASHCO?
Technical title is channel marketing manager, but I do a lot of the things like displays and trade show setup. So I do get to build stuff. Nobody's going to live in it. Knock wood. But yeah, I get to have some fun and do a lot of that manufacturing type stuff.
Well,
Just
we
demonstrate how our
appreciate it.
stuff works best.
Perfect. Well, good. Snap the whip on all these guys over there. And before you walk out of the screen, make sure you tug on Mark's beard for me. He loves that.
Coming right up.
So, Dave, that was a whirlwind. Love the Q&A. Matt, I know you know a lot of these folks as well. It wasn't really touched on, but yesterday afternoon, their sales force, as well as their distribution partners at SASHCO, all sat down. There's a panel discussion with the Perkins Brothers team, with Randy Williams, and with a couple other folks. And that industry is sharing and Q&A session lasted a lot longer than was planned. And that's because the audience dialed it up a few notches. So I want to just let all the people know that behind the scenes, there's some real stuff working. And today, we don't all know what we're in for this incredible Cherry Creek thing, but we all give a glowing endorsement that this is what your community needs. And if you want it to happen, that's on your shoulders. Don't point the finger, right?
Yeah.
Reach the hand out. So, Matt, your brother, Dave, I appreciate you handling all the rodeo work that we did here today. And it's going to be a hot day happening here.
It is going to be, man, how long did it take you to walk there, Mark? You don't fly. So, I mean, is that why I haven't heard from you all week? You were walking?
Well, people think
Hitchhiking?
I'm giving a thumbs up, but really I'm catching a ride, right? So I get tired of talking. So when I hitchhike, I get a lot of stories from other people, and that just gives me more content. So I'm game.
I love it. Well, cool, man. So how long is everybody there for?
Yeah, this is a whole day affair. It was put on with the fine folks of SASHCO and Mike and his program. So we'll be integrating with the students. We know bits and pieces of what we're doing, but this is an all-day affair. Now we're blessed to stuff our faces with some wonderful Domino's pizza after that, and then we stretch our legs and we get into conversations of what we're all doing next. So from coffee in the morning to a nice dessert at night, we don't stop, and I'm blessed to break bread with all these fine individuals.
Perfect. Well, thanks, Mark. We appreciate it. I know everybody's got to get back to it. Everybody else, Joe, I see you still sitting in the background back there. Good to see you, brother. It's a really great community that we have, Mark, not only amongst ourselves in the audience, but, the people that we get to work with at the IBS and go on trips with, and you get to hang out too. So we appreciate everybody, and I appreciate you bringing them all on the show today.
And you got a visit coming up, right? Panelization prefab happening over in Arizona, right? Did you tell
We
them?
do, yeah. I was flashing it up earlier, but we do have advancing prefabrication March 14th through the 17th, and I might as well put it out here too, Mark. Put on DCL 10 to get DC Live 10 to get your 10% discount code. And I don't know if you saw it, Mark, but looks like we might be doing a 24-hour live stream in a boxable in Las Vegas. 24 hours. I hope you can walk to Vegas. I need help.
For every minute you sleep, I'm going to find you, Dave. It's go time if you didn't know.
Oh, man. We're going to have guests taking over the show from around the world. It's going to be a lot of fun. So maybe run that through the audience there if they want to have a little bit of fun. But we will be doing that. Looks like that's going to be on Monday, the 27th. Right before World of Modular in Las Vegas. Hopefully it warms up.
Got it. So a lot of the folks here are going to be heavily involved in the trainings that are going on at the JLC Live, right, over on the East. So appreciate you all, and we'll see you next week.
All right. Appreciate it, everybody. Thanks for watching. And for the rest of you, we'll see you Monday on Monday's Expert Interview. I'm Dave Cooper. Wave to everybody out there. And all of these fine people that you're seeing in the background, their channels are amazing. Watch them. Make sure you give them the credit they deserve, because they make their money building for clients. The social media part is because they like to teach all of you out there. So we'll have that. And well, actually, Matt gets paid for teaching, but he does it better than anybody else in the world. All right, listen, Mark, you go ahead and do what you got to do. Matt, thanks for joining as well. Stick around if you want to chat after the show. Otherwise, everybody, we will see you next time. Bye now.